What's up, galera? Tudo bom com vocês? And welcome to Hobby Talk, real talk about anything and everything. As you guys can hear, my voice is not that good. It's been a long week, but I'm gonna shoot this video anyway. So if this is your first time on the channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Do check out my previous videos and smash the like button, and of course share your thoughts in the comment section. So this video is gonna be a part 2 of a part 1 that I'm gonna post the same day I post this video. The reason I'm shooting this video is because the first video was quite short, or is quite short, it's about 3 minutes or so, and I shot it at the beach. So there's the waves at the back, and I don't think the sound was that good. So I decided maybe I should shoot this the second video, the longer version of this video of the first video. And the first video I shot it. It was early in the morning, I think. I was just chilling at the beach, and when you're chilling there, the ocean has this thing of making you think out of the box, just making you think deeply, and that's what happened, right? So I shot the video. It was quite short, like I already said, but the reason I shot the video was because we had a conversation with the guys, and we were talking about heartbreaks, healing, and insecurities. So I was like, you know what, man, let me shoot this video. Cause people really don't understand the process of healing. What it takes to heal completely, and how to deal with your insecurities. Because the truth is, we all have insecurities, or most people have insecurities. They can be small, they can be very big, but it doesn't matter. We all, or most of us, have insecurities. So now the guys were wondering, how do you deal with insecurities? Because sometimes some insecurities is some things that you can't really change. So we're just talking, man. We're having an amazing conversation, and thought, you know what, let me tell them how to heal, because they were like, man, how do you heal? So I was like, you know what, healing really takes a long time, and that's one thing that most people don't really understand. In this day and age, the youth don't really understand that, because we get so used to being in a relationship, and then when it ends, we're just so used to that feeling of having somebody in our lives that instead of taking time to heal, we just move to the next relationship. And therefore, we just keep on creating this cycle of hurt, of pain. We end up breaking other people that were fine before us. So we create this cycle, and relationships we enter, we just turn them into something toxic. So really, my advice is, if you've been hurt, if you've been hurt before, just cool it. If you've been just cool it. If you've been hurt before, just take time, man. Take time to heal, cause healing is gonna take a very, very long time. So if you've been in a relationship and you got hurt, then just take some time. Give yourself some time to heal. When you heal, it will probably take 6 months, 1 year. For some people, it take 2 years. So it just depends on who you are and how deep, or how bad the pain was, or the heartbreak was. So just give yourself some time before you move on into the next relationship. I usually say, if something happens to the relationship that I'm in, if we break up or something, then what I do is I just take some time off. Time off from the whole dating thing. Just, allow myself to heal, because I don't want to go into the next relationship with the same pain I got from somebody else. Because when I do that, the moment I get into another relationship, I haven't given myself enough time to heal from the previous relationship. So what happens is, I get into the new relationship with the pain, with the baggage, and I just end up breaking the next person. And then the next person doesn't give themselves don't give themselves time to heal, they get into another relationship with the pain that I left them with, then they end up breaking the next person. So now it becomes a whole cycle. So which is why I say really when you're hurt, what all you need to do is just give yourself some time, because healing is something that takes a very long time. It's not gonna be easy. It's not a walk in the park. So you just need to be by yourself, find out what you like, what you dislike, and just give yourself some time to heal. Because most of the time, when you're hurt, then you end up asking yourself so many questions, especially if you're in a relationship. Like, man, was I not good enough? I mean, what happened? Was I the one that caused the whole thing to just fall apart? So with all those questions, I don't think it's a good thing to be in a relationship while you ask yourself all those questions. So what you really need to do is give yourself some time. That's the only tip that I really have, and I think it works. Just give yourself some time. Don't be in a hurry to be in the next relationship. Of course, I know that people are just so addicted to being in relationships. So when one relationship ends, they don't give themselves time to heal. They just move on to the next relationship with pain, hoping that the next relationship will maybe make them feel better. It might make them feel better, but at the same time, they might break the next person without even realizing, because they still have the pain from the previous relationship. So that's all you really need to do. Just give yourself some time. And when it comes to insecurities, we all have insecurities. Like I said, most people have insecurities, and some of them are really so, or they get so bad to the point that it actually stops you from living your life. You're afraid of being in relationships. You get into relationships and you wonder, man, am I really good enough for this person? What does this person see in me? Because you don't see yourself as maybe handsome or beautiful, or you think maybe you have flaws, and so you just keep on asking yourself more questions, and you end up really messing up the relationship because you don't feel good about yourself. you know so how do you deal with such things like insecurities like that? For some people they'll be like, man, I'm not too handsome, or ladies would be like, I'm not too good looking, maybe my body is not really that perfect. I mean, there's so many things that people are insecure about, and it stops them really from being in relationships, or they just end up breaking relationships. So really what you need to do if you are insecure, just if it's something that you can change, then just change it. Really, just work on yourself. I always say that you really need to work on yourself, but sometimes it's something that you can't really change. Like maybe your complexion, you feel like, what, I'm too dark or whatever. That's the common one nowadays. But however, if you do feel like that, I know some people change that thing, maybe go for skin bleaching or whatever. I wouldn't advise you to do that, but anyway, it's your choice. But let's just say you don't want to do that, you just feel like you're not good enough, then you really need to work on yourself. So that's what I say, you need to work on yourself. Make sure that you kind of have a specific, perfect, not really perfect, but the better version of yourself. Just set the goal or the image of the person that you want to be. It doesn't have to be physical. It can be emotional, or it can be spiritual maybe. Just think of the most perfect. Let me not use the word perfect, because perfection is not something that really exists, but the better version of yourself. So what I mean by that is you need to start working on yourself, find out what you like, just find out what's the better version of yourself, right? So in doing that, it will allow you to feel much better about yourself. For instance, let's say, sorry, my voice. For instance, let's just say that let me use myself as an example, right? I'm quite short. So if maybe you feel like, I'm too short, and that stops you from living your daily life, or maybe you always feel insecure, like, okay, I'm sure I can do this, I can do that, then what you need to do about that is you start working on the perfect, there I go again, you start working on the better version of yourself. So let's just say, okay, let me just use myself as an example, right? Because I don't really know what you guys are good at. But anyway, lucky for me, I I reached that point at a very early age. You know, that point whereby I was just motivated to become a better person, you know, a better version of myself. For some people, it takes a very long time. You know, they end up they reach a certain age without, you know, really something happening that forces them to become a better person. You know, but however, good for me, I managed to reach that position at a very young age. So whereby I just wanted to become a better version of myself. So really, what I did was, you know, I started working on myself. You know, expanding my mind, my brain. You know, I started learning new things, new skills, new hobbies. You know, so by doing that, you kind of just throws the fact that you maybe feel a certain way about yourself. So now I started doing certain things to the point whereby, man, it didn't bother me anymore, you know. So that's my point exactly. So if there is an insecurity, then you really need to work on a better version of yourself. You'll find something that you really like, or something that will make you feel like, you know what, I'm good enough. Do that, chase that. And then when you reach, you'll realize that when you're like, okay, good enough at that certain skill that you've been working on, you'll see that the other thing doesn't bother you anymore. The fact that you may be short, dark, maybe fat, or maybe overweight, then you'll see that it doesn't bother you anymore. And the thing is, like I said that in my previous videos, people will always have something to say. So what you really need to do is just work on yourself, improve yourself. You'll see that they can bring up the things that you're insecure about. You know, some people they like seeing people get hurt, so they might just try they might try to hurt you. But now, since you've worked on yourself, improved yourself, or you're working on a better version of yourself, then it won't bother you that much. You know, they might bring it up, but because now you're a better person, you have more skills now, you know, then it won't bother you that much, which is the point that we are trying to reach, you know, just to get past that whole insecurity. So really just improve yourself, think of a better version of yourself. Then you'll see that, okay, if you have the skills now, then when people just bring up the fact that you're this way, you're that way, it won't bother you anymore, you know, because now you're a better person, you have more skills. Now that's something that can make you feel good. So if you really want to get over any insecurities, then you really need to start working on yourself. Continuously, consistently work on yourself. And I always say, do not compare yourself to other people. No. When you compare yourself to other people, it's just gonna make you feel like you're not good enough, and that's not what we're trying to achieve here, you know. So really just work on yourself without comparing yourself to other people. Of course, yeah, you can have people that you look up to. Okay, let's say maybe someone else is the perfect version of the person that you're trying to be. Then obviously you can look up to that person without comparing yourself to that person, because you don't really know what they've been through to reach that version of themselves. So you don't really need to compare yourself to them. If you do that, you're just gonna feel like you're not good enough. So just look up to someone if you have anybody like that, and just keep on working towards that person, you know, that version of yourself. But yeah, that's it, guys. If you have any thoughts, maybe any ideas how people can overcome their insecurities, how they can heal, then just feel free to leave them in the comment section. And like I said, if this is your first time on the channel, if you like my content, please don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button. And again, I just want to apologize for my voice. Really sorry. Hopefully it gets better. But yeah, thank you so much for everything, guys. Thank you for for watching throughout. Means a lot. Appreciate it. Valeu.